Hello, I'm Lindsay, Girl Gone Glamping, and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you've landed here, there's a good chance that you saw the Tiny Home Tours video of my rig. There was such an overwhelming response to that video, over 5 million views, such positive feedback. You all inspired me to start a channel of my own. We're going to bring you a little insight into my life on the road. So this is our first episode. Just kind of want to give you a little background on myself and a little insight to our hopes for this channel. So a quick background on me. I've been traveling full time for over 5 years. It was supposed to be a 1-year trip, a loop around the country. Half a decade later, here I am. It's just become a lifestyle. I grew up on a farm outside of Buffalo, New York. Go Bills. And very much grew up a tomboy. I remember helping my dad bleed the brakes to his race cars when I was like 8, 9 years old, and just, living that farm life, that farm kid lifestyle. After many years of living in New York City and then Chicago and chasing that city lifestyle, I kind of wanted to get back to my roots. I think it's normal as you get older, you gravitate back towards what you grew up around. And now it's like, with a rig like this, the outdoors is your playground. And honestly, it's just rejuvenated me. Like, I look at life and I just want to squeeze everything out of it. Since living this lifestyle, my life has obviously taken on a much different look. 2 years onto the road, I got my motorcycle license. I tried kite surfing for my first time. Last summer, I took a motocross course in California. I've climbed 14ers, and mind you, before I started living this lifestyle, I didn't even know what the word 14er meant. It's just made me feel more alive. I'm spending my free time doing more of what I love. It's so much easier to get out into nature. You can literally camp at the trailhead the night before. All around, it's just expanded my horizon on what your life can actually look like. We spend so much time thinking we have to work until we retire and then start living our life. And I very much am of the mindset to just start living your life now. Tomorrow's not promised. It sounds cliche, but this lifestyle, this rig in particular, has just allowed me to get out there and start living. I originally started out of an Airstream, and then I was traveling in an Earth Roamer and eventually landed on this current vehicle, which is an Overland Explorer vehicle X10 flatbed camper. They make these bad boys up in Canada. They made 5 of this model. This is actually the prototype. Super quality build. So blown away and impressed with this rig, and I promise I'll do a video with more in-depth details of the rig and the changes I've made to it down the road. But for now, I just want to tell you a little bit more about me and give you an idea of what's to come on this channel. So let's go inside. A lot of people ask me, how can I afford this lifestyle? A lot of people make the assumption that I'm a trust fund kid. I am not. I've worked really hard to get to where I'm at in my career. There are days I work from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. When you work for yourself, you're kind of always on the clock, I feel like. My father worked for himself and kind of instilled that business ethic in me. The other thing is I'm smart with my money. I use credit cards to my advantage to get airline miles. So when you think about it as your annual travel budget, think Airbnbs, flights, rental cars, your mortgage on a house that you're living in full time, your car payment, it's really quite affordable. And you're not just traveling, living out of a hotel, going to see something. You're literally like experiencing it, camping right there in the moment. There's all kinds of like budget tips and whatnot I can go into, and maybe that's a later video. Sometimes you're always in a new city and you feel like you're on vacation all the time. And for me, like when I first started this lifestyle 5 years ago, the people I met on the road were mostly retired people and then 18-year-olds taking a gap year. That has since changed. There's definitely a new wave, a new generation of van lifers out there, people who are working remotely. I really felt that wealth gap in the first couple of years. There was nobody that wanted to just go get a $20, $30 meal. And I am working full time, so I do have income coming in, and if I'm in Kansas City, I want to eat the ribs. I want to go experience these places, and I want to travel deeper and get to know the culture and whatnot. And it costs money to do that. So logistics, a lot of people are like, what is that? I don't ship people, I don't ship drugs. So I basically specialize in full truckload shipping, LTL shipping, import-export, drayage to and from the ports, mostly on just a commercial basis. I cannot help you ship your suitcases from India to Alabama. A lot of people have reached out to me asking me to help them move their apartments, garages. I got a request to ship an oversized motorcycle helmet, just a bunch of random stuff. I'd love to be able to help you guys, but unfortunately that's not what I specialize in. So anything full truckload, container-wise, I'm your girl for that. Most of my customers are on the East Coast, so I keep it pretty simple, 8 to 5. When I'm on mountain time, obviously I start at 6 a.m. I'm just always on East Coast hours. So for connectivity purposes, I have a Verizon MiFi Jetpack. It's pretty smashed up right now. Probably looking to get the 5G one here soon. So as long as I have cell signal, I have Wi-Fi. I have a WeBoost. It's been sitting in my back seat of my truck for about 6 months. I haven't gotten that installed yet. I'm going to be seeking out a shop to install that here shortly. And then basically just my laptop. My dad engineered a standing desk, so I can show you guys how this table actually props up, which is really helpful. I mean, you spend 8 hours a day sitting, working, and then you're driving, and everything just becomes sedimentary. So it's nice to be able to have that standing desk option. Running a business full-time from the road definitely has its challenges, especially right now in these post-COVID times. I work in logistics, supply chain. It's a little bit of a nightmare right now. It's a little bit of a headache. So I am just a slave to my customers. When my customers are open, when they need something, I'm at their beck and call. Pre-COVID, I had a really nice work-life balance. I was able to ski half a day, put my laptop in my book bag, and just kind of work on the fly. It's a little bit more grounded these days. It's a small price to pay because one day you can literally be working and skiing in the Rockies, and the next morning wake up and be working in Moab. So again, the positives outweigh the negatives for me, but there are days when you have to fill your freshwater tank, empty your toilet, get gas, take your garbage out, these little day-to-day chores that just somehow add up. It feels like they're half your day while you're answering calls, sending emails, and trying to manage business as well. There's sometimes where I just feel like it'd be a lot easier if I had a partner on the road to handle some of the day-to-day camping chores, if you want to call them that. So taking on all of that as just a solo female on the road, like I said, does present its challenges. I think it's made me more efficient with my time, both work-wise and just my free time as well. There are days when it's a powder day and it's snowing and I have a crap ton of work to be done, and I have to be diligent and stay focused and get the work done and then play afterwards. It's obviously not all about adventures and exploring. There's definitely really hard moments living on the road. There's times where it feels very isolating and lonely, and breakdowns, all those things. I definitely want to highlight the highs, but also make mention of the lows. For me personally, the positives still outweigh the negatives. So with that being said, my intentions for this channel is to show you an inside look into my life on the road. There are so many people living this lifestyle now. There are so many people that can work remotely. Van life has just taken off in general. There's a million different ways to do it. I'm gonna show you the way that I've chose to do it. I never thought anybody would care to watch a video on my day-to-day life, but 5 million of you have proved me wrong. So I have future videos coming your way, so make sure you hit that subscribe button, like it, give it a thumbs up, ding the bell, write a comment. You can also find me on Instagram at Girl Gone Glamping. But yeah, definitely more content coming your way. And I'm here for you guys. Thanks for joining me on this very first video. Lots more videos coming your way. Till next time, glamp on.